Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show. We're trying out something different today, so hopefully everything will flow nicely. We're going to be using Discord instead of Hangouts, and it should be fine. It allows you to do a little bit more than you can with Hangouts. That's cool. But happy to have you guys in here with us. Do keep in mind, check out those links we have down below, and of course, more importantly, hit us up on Twitter if you'd like to be on any of the shows. You have any opinions, topics you'd like us to cover, or of course, if you want to be in the Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition. This week we're doing Lord of the Rings. That should be pretty cool. But thank you for joining us here for Comics News today. We're going to be getting into some comic book news directly, of course. But first and foremost, I want to come over here and say hello to the panelists that we have in here, of course. And joining us down from way down under, where the polar vortexes exist, we have the pie eater extraordinaire, Mr. Oily Kiwi Bird. How you doing, Kiwi Bird?
Oh, it's me. I'm here. Yeah, I bet you can imagine I'm just looking forward to bloody Lord of the Rings. I'm drawn and quartered.
Are you going
I'm
to
gonna get.
disrespect Lord of the Rings in front of me? Are you really going to do that?
You know how much shit I'm going to get?
Because you've
Hey,
never
we're
seen
doing
it?
an episode. It's about your home country. What are you? Oh, it's the orcs. Yeah,
Ah.
the orcs in Auckland.
Oh, I get it. I get it. It's kind of like dick envy or something like that. I get it. Yeah. All right. Cool. But happy to have you here anyway, dude.
Oh, it's a pleasure, really. I
Is
don't
it?
assume all of you Americans have seen Rambo or Predator. We probably should have, but yeah.
Yeah. What does that have to do
You're
with anything?
you're racists
Because we like Rambo?
and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. So rock on. I didn't know that any of those things had anything to do with racism, but I'm glad you're here to inform me of these things. I am a boomer after all. Those, this is the way it is.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
anyway, thank you very much for coming in here and trying and helping us out with this new format. It seems to be working fine. Let me check on the other side real quick and make sure everything's kind of coming through. It is. How is it going over here, chat? It begins, Jiminy says. Well, very nice. We got Devilish Borden. He says, "Ooh, so this is what it looks like running through Discord. Neat. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to adjust these cards though. We each get a different color, which is kind of cool. But the icons are really small. But you can share. It's very clear. I mean, what's the FPS on this? You said, Booster.
60. You can get up to 60 FPS.
Yeah.
So if
So
I wanted to say share screen a game or something,
yeah.
yeah, it'd be at 60.
And we were doing that earlier, and it was very crisp. It was very, very nice. But of course, you guys noticed that we also have joining us with a very small, little, tiny icon of I don't know, is that a bent arrow, a broken arrow, possibly? But of course, as he rolls in from the west, the clouds rumbling above him, he steps out of his amazing supercharged Camaro, lightning flashing off of every metallic surface. He is Thundero.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's all accurate. Everything you just said there. And that symbol is actually something for a novel that I've been working on for like 10 years.
Oh, sweet.
Uh, it's a rune, basically of the villains of the story. So that's what it represents.
Oh, cool. All right. It's very small, though. We got to figure out how to make them bigger.
hmm hmm
Yeah. But
I
anyway,
told him that it looks like a guy trying to do yoga blowing himself.
is that what it looks like to you? All right, rock on.
Mm.
But all right, so we're going to be trying this out here. We're going to try to. I think most of it should run pretty smoothly because I'm still using of course, Streamlabs to control everything through for what you guys are seeing. I'll have to do a little bit more gymnastics for these guys, but it should be fine. And it seems to be working pretty well. Once again, looking on the other side, it looks good. And if any of you guys have any idea on how these things work or any kind of information on Discord, we'd appreciate it. But it seems to be working. So let's just jump in and do what we do and see how it works out. I'm wondering if I'm getting any kind of drop. I'm not. It's not showing any drop here. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
All right.
hmm
Well, let's give it a try. So then, therefore, I need to come over here and I need to share my screen. Okay, and I can choose which screen I want to share, but it won't show me that. But so let me see here.
Make sure
This
to
one
share the
here.
pawn. Oh no! Oh.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Yeah, and go live. So it brings this up, and it sees swap to your game to resume. It's not
Oh,
showing.
look at all those Nazi discords you're in.
Okay. And then I need to do like that. And now you can see it, right?
Yes, if we hit the watch stream.
Okay, cool. All
Bam.
right. So they can see it.
Beautiful.
All right, cool. So that works on that side. And of course, you guys should be able to see it on your side. So yeah, this works. Rock on, dude. Yeah, and
We're
everything's
doing
showing
it
on the
live.
other side. We're doing it live, and it works. So anyway, all right. So let's get into it now. The first article we have here is from Newsarama, and Booster's going to do his thing.
AWA signs exclusive direct market and book trade deal with Diamond. Wow. Also, apparently, if you minimize the window, it pauses the screen sharing for us. That's a pain in the ass.
It does, so but that's okay because I have to keep it maximized over here for them to see it. So it is weird that it's like that, but I think it should be fine because
Oh, well.
I have to stay in here anyway, and if I come back over, then it pauses it. That's not a problem, right? Because I'm not going to run any videos today, that I had planned. Because every time we do that, we get a copyright strike. Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, this is an interesting little article. We've of course been talking about Diamond. In relations to comic books and the things that are going on. DC's made some real efforts to get things done. Marvel is not doing really anything. And we've gone over that. Of course, if you really want to get in depth of exactly what Marvel's doing, go check the last Pontificators because we do have Thunderbuns over there, and Thunderbuns is kind of like Denali. And that dude is like a mega researcher, and he's full of information. But of course,
When you were going Ree, I thought that was heading in a totally different direction.
but he gives real good detail about the nothing they're doing. But DC's trying, and of course we're seeing Diamond respond. And because obviously, DC's gone and created 2 new distributors that they're going to go through for their stuff, and the Diamond's trying to get in and act like one of the guys. We're just one of you, and trying to save the warehouse from fire, I guess is what they're trying to do. But this is kind of interesting here. It says Diamond, the world's largest distributor of English language comic books, graphic novels, and pop culture merchandise, is pleased to announce that it has signed a distribution agreement with artists, writers, and artisans to exclusively distribute their products to comic books specialty markets worldwide. All right, so we're going to push worldwide. Diamond was also awarded the rights to exclusively distribute artists, writers, artisans, new releases to the North American book market under the banner of Diamond Book Distributors. Now, here's the thing. They're trying to expand, which makes sense. We get like a lot of restaurants are doing takeout right now, right? To try to keep themselves afloat. Makes sense, right? And they've extended themselves into the book world and international, which they should have done a long time ago. It's odd that they're saying they didn't. But here's the thing that gets me out of this article. Once again, exclusive distribution of these signed on artists, exclusive distribution, and this
Yep.
is the thing we've been bitching about the whole time, is their stranglehold over the industry, and therefore their ability to manipulate it in a way that really harms the comic book store. And we don't, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want nothing to do with this.
No. Yeah, I don't understand why they can consistently these companies consistently give them this power.
Yeah.
They must have some unbelievably good negotiators, because I just don't see the reason to do so. Right? Like, what is the benefit on their end? Just because it's simpler to only deal with one distributor, I guess maybe that's probably the big bonus for them. They don't have to go through
Laziness. Yeah.
a myriad of paperwork and stuff. And a lot of the problem is a lot of these people, these artists and whatnot, they're not really business people. So they have this let's just get it done this way mentality, and once they've got that way, they don't want to do the wide net thing, and because it's a lot more work. So, but the wide net thing is what actually grows your business and grows your market, gets more people into the market because you're casting a wider net. Instead of trying to focus the content directly at certain groups and use it for marketing, it makes far more sense to have multiple distribution networks going, and then they will do the marketing just on their own, just as they're being put out. We've seen this done through multiple different things. One of the things that people use now constantly, and you see it on YouTube all the time, is social media. These YouTubers, the really successful ones anyway, aside from a few exceptions, are everywhere. They're on all the social media platforms. They have pages here, fan pages there, da 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 da, and they're doing that because that's where the people are. So it's easier for them to market by actually being in the markets than it is to just going to one and be like, this is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to do YouTube only. There's a few who have succeeded at that, but for the most part, it's usually the bigger guys, or it's usually, the ones that get big or even medium sized. They spread out, put a wide net.
Yeah. Well, and in the chat, Brett S says a lot of retail stores act that way too, somehow preferring to be at the whim of Diamond. It's fair, dude, but it's like, I've always kind of questioned, why didn't you just go through a normal publisher? You can get a more greater distribution anyway. But there's a lot of shenanigans that have gone on behind the scenes, and we talked about that here. But it is interesting though, guys, because if you come in here, the AWA, the Artists, Writers, and Artisans Studios, is an independent publisher crafting new character stories and worlds for a 21st century audience. Now, okay, so they've got themselves a new studio. Have you guys heard anything about AWA?
No.
What's
That's
an
the first time.
AWA?
Yeah.
Well, besides the old wrestling league,
Yeah, right. There you go.
AWA Studios, that's the first I've heard of it as a studio. That doesn't mean maybe they've been around a while, but I do notice that Axel Alonso is the chief creative officer.
That's right. Yeah, and Bill Jamis as well. But it's a strange little article if you read it all the way through. But it says the company approaches the comic book industry with a new business model, one that focuses on creators and gives them ownership of their work. Image?
A new business model, but also we're with Diamond.
Yeah. But I mean, that's Image. Image did the same thing, right? So I don't know. But of course, it is founded, as you mentioned, with Marvel alumni Alexa Alonso, and Bill Jamis, along with former CEO of AOL and other digital media at News Corp, John Miller. So they got heavy hitters. They got people who know what they're doing, right? But I haven't heard anything of AWA Studios at all. Has anyone in the chat know what this is? I feel like I've failed to my job.
Yeah.
I don't get paid for it, but still failure is failure.
It's strange. You would think with Axel and some of these other people who apparently have some clout, there'd be more talked about here. You know what I mean? Like this would be more news, but it doesn't seem to be. It's really under the radar for some reason.
Well, they do have a list of things that are coming out from them. So, I mean, we're going to take a look at it. I just don't know what this is. And we don't have any imagery, which is really unfortunate. But we have the Resistance. We have Year Zero, Archangel 8, which sounds familiar for some reason. Red Border Hotel. So these are the books that are coming out from this AWA Studios. And I don't know. Let's take a look. Go ahead and tell us about the Resistance, Booster.
Yeah, what am I talking about?
The
Resistance. Screen
Resistance.
screen because I can't see it.
Why
Oh,
can't
this
you?
Resistance
Yeah.
by J. Michael. What the fuck name is that?
Straczynski.
Straczynski, dude.
Well, that's
very Polish. That name.
That's not a real. That's not a name.
Yeah, but
that's
dude,
not a real name.
If you go forward, there's some bit. These guys are big hitters. This isn't a joke. These people are coming out swinging.
5, since 8, Amazing Spider-Man, Thor, Man F1, and the blockbuster hit The Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, is that what you think it was? And The Incredible Hulk and The Infinity Wars.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, they're not talking about movies. Okay. Together they plant with a new universe of heroes and villains of the 21st century. A global disaster leaves hundreds of millions in its wake. Shortly after, a few thousands suddenly manifest superhuman powers. The Havages.
Okay. Well, what that is a very standard cosmological setup that allows you to have superheroes. We've seen a lot of role-playing games that will come up with these new ideas, and that's cool. But that's some big hitters, Thundero, man. To be on that comic. What's this Year Zero thing, dude?
Let's see. Year Zero. Ben Percy, Wolverine: The Dark Knight, Suicide Woods, or Dark Net. Sorry, Suicide Woods, and Ramon Razonis, Star
Rosanas.
Wars
Yeah.
Age of Resistance team up to present an epic tale that offers a global look at the zombie apocalypse. Oh boy. A Japanese hitman, a Mexican street urchin, an Afghan military aide,
Oh
a
god.
polar research scientist, a Midwestern American survivalist, 5 survivors of a horrific global epidemic who must draw upon their unique skills. So basically, it's just a zombie survival.
Yeah, it's
deal.
zombie, and of course they got one of every color, which is what you like. And Archangel, I'll read the
Mhm.
Archangel 8 one, but it's so I don't know why Archangel 8 sounds familiar to my brain though, dude. Michael Mareshi,
Because there are 8 archangels,
I don't know, dude. It's something.
and that's why it sounds familiar.
Black
Because
Star
that's what
Renegade.
they were.
Oh, go ahead and say it again.
Don't worry. I'm being a dickhead.
Oh, I see. Black Star Renegades, Wasted Space, don't know that, and artist C.P. Smith, Wolverine Noir, which I did enjoy Wolverine Noir, although Spider-Man Noir was the best. Present a whole world beyond the sights of mortals, where heaven and hell wage war for the souls of mankind. Principal amongst God's legions, there's 7 archangels written about in the religious text for millennia. Okay, but there is an 8th archangel, known only for passing illusions in Apocrypha, who operates under a different code. Fighting without God's sanction, he faces the enemy on his own terms and shows just how bad good can be. So it's Lucifer. It's not original.
Oh,
Well,
that
dude, none of these things are original. They're all kind of standard tropes, but that's not necessarily a
Yeah,
bad thing.
that's not necessarily a bad thing, but how bad good can be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's
buddy.
getting less interesting as we go down here for who's involved, but it doesn't matter. This is an interesting
they've got
article.
tough names. Eric
What do-
Hawkins says that Garth Ennis and Frank Cho are part with AWA.
Are they?
Oh.
Oh wow, yeah.
According
So,
to Eric
well-
Hawkins in the chat here.
well, this is a serious endeavor, man. They're not playing.
Well, I would imagine a lot of that has to do with Axel. He's reaching out to people he knows and getting them on board to do
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, but I mean, it's just, you got this new studio coming out with some serious heavy hitters involved. They're making an actual play with what was that, 5 books? But they're once again going through Diamond. It's like, I mean, why would you do that exclusively? Because they're basically
I don't get
throwing a lifeline to Diamond, is what they're doing.
And to me, that rings as an Axel move. Because I don't think the other guys you mentioned that are in the brass of this company that we've seen would know how the industry functions anywhere near like he does.
No, they're Hollywood
So-
people. Yeah.
Yeah, so it had to have been him that did this. I can't imagine it would have happened without his say so. So it's a real bad sign, unfortunately, as the others seem to be at least considering, and in one case doing, moving away from the Diamond deal. We have a new one coming up that actually has a lot of potential, but I think they're hamstringing themselves by just locking themselves into exclusive direct market deal. I don't think that's smart for anybody to do unless it's a massive publishing house or something with great outreach.
Well, and we've been talking about the fact that we're really happy in a way that this all happened because it has forced Diamond to play the field, which could be a good thing. Competition will help Diamond in the long run. We've been saying this for years, right? But it's interesting. Devilish Boredom says reminds me of JMS Rising Stars book also. That was a good read. You're right. His run on Supreme Power at Marvel was good too. I love that book, dude. Yeah. The Soda books were also fantastic. So people on board here are like, yeah, that's good stuff, man. Of course, Garth Ennis and Frank Cho. That's always a nice addition. Although, I don't know. What do you guys think about Frank's art? I think it's really good, but I've always had this feeling it's just on the edge of being great. And I've been waiting for him to be great. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it makes my pee big. It's cool.
All right, fine.
I'd say you're probably pretty. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I like him.
Really, 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 really good, and I like Frank as a from what I've seen anyway as a person. He seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't. He hasn't, for me, and I agree with you. For me, he's never shown me anything that just clicks it over.
Yeah.
Into that that marker. You know,
Yeah,
that great.
he's
It's really
so
great
close
stuff.
though. It's so close. Yeah. Brett S has a good point here. I think it fancies itself a new sort of image with this talent hall. Yeah, no, obviously they made references to it. But then I've seen other ideas put some big names in, and it fizzles. Yeah, that's true, dude. We keep our fingers crossed, right? Because more the merrier. We want to see more IP, more ideas, great art, great stories, and more people. The only thing that bothers me at all about this is the exclusive deal with Diamond. That's it.
Mm.
Otherwise, I think it's exciting. I mean, I want to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like I'm looking at their website right now. They've got some. They have some other stuff too that's not in that list. A book called Old Haunts. Let's see, what's the synopsis? Three made men standing at the brink of retirement find their unbreakable bond put to the ultimate test when they are suddenly assaulted by the ghosts of their past.
Uh-huh.
That sounds interesting. A little mafia story. You have the ones you've read. There's a couple different other ones. Extraterrestrial ER. Basically exactly what it sounds like. There is this one that also makes me a little leery, but you know what? Whatever. It's called that Red Border one, and the synopsis on that is when a young
All right.
middle-class Mexican couple targeted for death by the Juarez cartel flee across the border into Texas, they wander into a house of horrors beyond their wildest imagination.
Now, which we've seen already. We've seen that done by Rob Zombie. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
But none
It
of
sounds a lot like a Rob Zombie movie.
It does. But none of that stuff is original. It's not. But that's all right. I don't mind that. As long as it's well written and well drawn, it's all right. Now, Jiminy says Frank Cho's art is beautiful. It is, dude. But of course, working under a deadline makes it less than perfect. I suppose that's not the point. I think his work is maybe too perfect. I don't know what it is about Frank Cho with me, but I love it. But there's just something about it that's lacking. I don't know, and I know I'm in the minority. I do, and I'm not hating on the guy at all. I'm a fan. I own Frank Cho books, dude. I got hardcover Frank Cho books actually, but I don't know what it is. Just something about him. But anyway, interesting article, guys. Very interesting article, and that one you mentioned about the Rob Zombie one, we talked about that before. So it ended up dropping into the Diamond exclusive here with AWA. It's interesting how the tables turn round and round. But all right then. I guess we'll keep an eye on it. But the only thing I think we can hope is that with DC doing what it's doing, and hopefully Marvel's doing something, that it will put a competitive a blanket across the diamond and make them fight for their business because that would be great for us, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It would be very great if really all of these the old guard in a way, I guess you'd call them, get their nose bloody a little bit. I do think that the diamond deal, at least the exclusivity part of it, needs to end. I don't see why they continuously go with the exclusivity. I get that they probably get bunches of kickbacks and da 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 da, but it's just not good. It's not. It was never good, but it's really not good now in the current marketplace where everything is so, and I use this word properly, diverse and diversified. It's one of the things that even Amazon is starting to understand, that they're just becoming like a marketplace of themselves. Whole bunches of different people sell on there through Amazon, even big companies.
Mhm.
And the reason they do that is because that's what they want to supply, is just a baseline market. They would prefer not to sell things directly if you look at their business model.
Yeah.
Because the way that Amazon used to make its money, I think they've caught up now, but they used to make their money, is they were a strong brand, and that branding allowed them to license things and da 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 da, and they would make money that way. The actual retail part, they lost money on that for a decade and a half. They weren't making actual money on retail sales, but now they've gotten to the point where they allow people to come on and sell things on their own. They'll fulfill it for them if they can, and that this person gets a part of the money and Amazon gets part of the money, but Amazon has a lot lower overhead.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons what I'm talking about. Now the marketplace has just changed globally for everybody. It's a different market than it was 20 years ago. So I think that exclusivity deals need to go the way of the dinosaur for every industry, all of them. There's no reason to do it anymore.
Well, they could do more like what you see in the video game world, right? You'll have an exclusive for 3 months or something like that.
Right.
So it comes out on the Xbox or PlayStation first, right? I mean that would be fine.
it's even starting to end there for I mean, besides
Yeah.
the ones that are made, and even then the ones that are made like in Sony Studios, right? They're starting to put those out on PC now because why not? It's been out for a year or two. Might as well get some more money off of the people who don't own a PlayStation.
Yeah. Well,
It's just an old school way of looking at the market and controlling the market that
Yeah.
I don't think needs to continue.
Well, in a way, it's a good thing too, though, because Geppy is not going down without a fight, right?
Mhm.
And that's a good thing because if he's getting his juices flowing again and not just sitting back on his Maserati and baseball team owning laurels, and gets in there and has to fight for it, where it's gonna benefit us incredibly, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Todd's whinging to me about the room size. Apparently, he wants to come in.
Why?
I don't know. He's DMing me. He's whinging at me. What do we got?
No, I had turned it down just so it would just be us three, so we could make sure this was going to work.
Mhm.
Because Eric, or I think it was Eric, popped in earlier, and I just wanted to make
Zach.
sure we didn't get.
Oh, Zach.
Oh, Zach, sorry,
Zach.
one of those guys popped in earlier, and I didn't want anybody to pop in, while we were
Yeah.
actually doing this.
That actually helps me, Thundera, because you can help me moderate the show in the background without me even having to know something exists. That's pretty handy.
Correct. Yeah, so it's up to you. I don't care. I can just take it off or turn it up or whatever.
Oh
you
no,
wanna do.
we're only going to do a few things today. We're doing a very tight show today. We just wanted to come in here and see if we get it working, and it seems to be working just fine. And we tested doing videos and stuff earlier, and it works just fine. So, and it's actually a benefit for us in a couple of ways. One, when I play videos here. For you guys, you can hear it, but they can't. But now we could just run it through the Discord instead of me running it separately, and they can hear it as well if we want to watch a trailer or something. So I think it's
Correct.
better. It's got some little issues that have to be dealt with, but I think this is new, and Discord's probably going to be on it. But I think it's better than Hangouts actually. So we're going to try to use it going forward and become more familiar with it. But especially with you guys being able to help me with stuff on the back end, like either opening up the room to more people, controlling who's coming in, silencing absolute overblown assholes, things like that would be really handy. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, now that we know this will work, what I'll do once we're off of here, I'll set up a separate channel, a voice channel that people can just go in if they want to come on. And then even with the room limit, if we want to bring them in, we can just drag them in. No problem.
And let's try to get a hold of the creator of the channel as well and see if we can't just get the admin tools back,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm sure he'd be fine with it. We know he's working on getting his medical license and stuff, so it's probably we don't see much of him. But yeah, cool.
Right.
All right, well, let's move on to the next story here, and of course, this is coming from Boom, and go ahead, Booster.
I can't see it, Chester.
Yeah, your thing stopped. It shut down because you were on the other side.
Now I can see it because on the YouTube. Boom offering gifts, variant steep discounts, more for comic shops when they can resume operations.
I love Boom.
Yeah, Boom
I
is
think
doing a good job.
Boom.
Now, why can't you see in the Discord? I didn't change anything. Why is it not working?
I think
guess
it's because you were paused. It had it paused for so long that it just shut it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you guys have to re-click it.
No. You have to minimize it.
Yeah, when you minimized it, it paused it
Yeah.
for us.
I don't
So
think it's too big a deal though. We can just
And
watch
now
the
you
YouTube.
guys can click and watch again. Try now.
No. What you've done now is just completely close it.
All right, so let me share your screen. All right, and then come over. Where is this damn one here? No.
See,
no,
you're saying it's working
no.
just fine.
Oh, here we go. Here it is. And then go live. Does that help?
There you go. Yeah, it says it was minimized, but yeah.
It says stream paused.
Yeah. Chester has minimized their window, is what it
And
says.
then if I do like this, you should be fine.
Yep.
All right, so like it's a little more juggling. That's all right. Well, we'll figure it out. I think overall it's going to be better. And besides, we know that Hangouts was supposed to already be shut down. So it we're eventually going to lose it anyway. So better to make the move and make the best out of what we can here with Discord. But I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. It's this thing with running one of these shows and trying to have some level of production value, meaning having intros, outros, showing videos, showing sound, doing all this kind of stuff. It takes a little bit of a juggling on my part, but there's a flow, there's a workflow that you have to get used to. So I just got to adjust. It'll be all right.
Well, I think once you get it down, it won't even be. It'll be nothing but a thing, really.
Yeah, just like it was before. But it's all right. I just got to get the workflow, what buttons need to be where at the right time. But it's
Yeah.
fun though. I do enjoy it. There is, when you try to put some production value in, there is a little bit more to do, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, absolutely. But back to this Boom thing. I really like Boom Studios. I like a lot of their books that I've seen. I've only seen a few of them, but the ones I've seen they're fine. They're well
I
done.
like Boom. Yeah, I own a
Good
bunch of
quality.
them. Yeah.
And I do like that they're doing what other companies around the world have been doing in niche markets, where they're trying to help their ground level people as much as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Well, read the press release, dude. Go ahead.
All right, Boom Studios today announced the new Day One Retailer Support Services program, an industry-first plan to immediately support comic shops and their communities worldwide. Every comic shop will have their own Day One, the date that they reopen their doors so the communities engage with new customers. Boom Studios has committed to arm the retail partners with clear advance information in support of comic book store having in support of every comic book store having a successful Day One. In that spirit, the groundbreaking program from Boom Studios was announced alongside the award-winning publisher's new single-issue comic release schedule beginning May 20th.
Nice.
That is really cool. Let's see. We know that comic shops will reopen their doors soon on the schedule that's right for them. It's very wordy. So our Day One Retailer Support Services program, they need a better name though, is built to provide each one with everything they need to make that first day incredibly successful, said Philip Sablik? That's a name. President of Publishing and Marketing of Boom Studios. The new program allows retailers to not only receive the new comics they need to drive much-needed business every week beginning May 20th, but also arms them to stock up on their best-selling books right now in advance of their Day One at industry-best discount levels with absolutely no risk and begin generating revenue before they reopen. That is very cool.
It is cool. Yeah. But these points they're making down here are great, dude. Look at the points they're in the program.
Look at that. Full returnability. That's huge.
Yeah.
I remember I have a buddy who I haven't talked to in a long time, but he was part of the Small Business Association around here. He owned a comic shop. And he told me that when the Diamond stuff started, he was very unhappy because they couldn't return things. They had taken away a lot of the returnability. Now, I don't know if he gets Boom stuff or not. Like I said, I haven't talked to him in a while. But that's really cool. That's a big deal for retailers, is the ability to send back old stock. So that's really good. I'm very, very glad to see that. Let's see. We got variant cover gift set.
Nice.
Boom Studios will offer retailers a direct cash infusion by providing previously released rare and popular variant covers for free. Wow. To qualifying Diamond accounts in June. See, now they're still doing it through Diamond.
Yeah, well, they don't have any choice. There's nothing else, right?
Right, and they're doing full returnability through August. So why can't they just do that all the time? Other than greed. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Monthly one per store variant covers. Boom Studios will provide new, previously unannounced one per store variant every month through December 2020, free to qualifying Diamond accounts. This program begins with
giveaways, maybe.
Yeah, a new one per store variant for in June. That's a weird sentence.
It is weird, yeah.
Cheap discounts on OGNs and collections. Boom Studios is offering an additional 15% discount on OGNs and collections through Simon & Schuster. See, now Boom doesn't just use Diamond. They also use Simon & Schuster, which are fully returnable. This covers all releases through April 2020 and is in effect until May 15th. Marking the highest discount level of any graphic novel publisher for accounts in the U.S., Canada, and U.S. Please note, for accounts distributed by Simon & Schuster UK, any account signing up will receive the same discount off of their Boom Studios extending promotional discounts, blah, 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 blah. Man, they are offering all kinds of stuff. Look at this.
Yeah,
Deep discounts, top-selling titles, curated retailer support tools, affiliate sales opportunities, boost your LCS paid promotion, like a hashtag campaign. That's cool. Diamond Summit variants, free Diamond Summit retailer variant cover for Faithless 2 #1. Exclusive convention variant opportunities. Diamond comic distributors and Boom Studios will be sharing more information directly with retailers as soon as it finalizes to clearly outline how to receive benefits from the Day 1 Retailer Support Services program.
Well, that's
That's
really cool. Yeah. Yeah. That is pretty cool. And what it shows us is one, Boom is just being Boom, as they always
Yeah,
have been quite a while. But also what it's doing is it's showing us that when we made this comment and we've talked about it extensively, not only on this show but on other shows as well. When DC went and opened Luna and whatever that other distribution arm is to get their books out there, I think it put a fire under Diamond, dude, because they have been moving, they've been on this stuff, and this is maybe a good thing. This could be a good thing, guys.
yeah. I am very glad to see Diamond finally doing some leeway stuff here. Hopefully, they don't, when things get back to normal or whatever that looks like, they don't clamp back down into their monopolistic nonsense they were doing before.
Well, they can't be allowed to. And these other distributors that have given because the door has been open a little bit, and
Yeah,
then that's a good thing. We want competition. Make Diamond earn it, and that'll be a good thing for not only us but especially the comic book stores and honestly the creators as well.
yeah.
Because if we had a true free market, as it were, in the comic book world, we wouldn't see as much of this crap. And if they were going to put out some really dumb political stuff, they would have to be really well written and really well drawn to catch a
Mhm.
market, and then it would have value, right? But also, Booster, any opinion on this for a move on to some pretty interesting news?
Oh, you know me, Chester. You know I'm very well versed and knowledgeable in the businesses.
So sad, dude. So sad. But here, boom! Here we go, Booster. Go ahead.
Oh, here we are. Rumor: WWE superstar Becky Lynch to appear in upcoming Marvel movie. Look at her. Look at that little grin. What is she doing with her face? What is that? What is
Well,
it? What is that? Is that supposed to be a smile? What are you doing, sweetheart?
She actually does have a really pretty smile too, so that's just a really bad picture of her.
no,
Love
and
it.
I've seen her before. The only interesting thing to me is what character what exactly she'll be doing. Because, to be fair, she's an older woman, right? But she's still quite fit. It's interesting news for me. She's from the wrestling world, and I think Thundera probably knows more about her
Also,
than I
she's
do.
33.
Dude, she looks like she's 58. I'm sorry.
Becky Lynch is the top female wrestler for WWE right now. She's the biggest moneymaker for them and stuff. She's very. I've always really liked Becky as far as a wrestler goes. I think she's one of the few females who's actually really good.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's a problem right there. Is the few females that are really good, right? But
yeah,
because I remember back in the day when they had the women come on, it was just TNA time. But they have
yes,
changed because they are actually out there doing wrestling and performing like an actual wrestler.
You know,
Uh,
you
you
know
know,
what his problem is? He's forgotten how white people age. He
shut
used to
up.
be. He's used to how Asians age, man.
Well,
That's
they
why
age a
he
lot
thinks I'm
better.
autistic.
But no,
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
that's true.
She's kind of like this little sporty romp you have, the
yeah.
little fun sporty. You chat with her and you have some fun with her. It's not about this. Oh, she's so beautiful and get pulled in by that. This is just the fun. She looks fun to me, actually.
Mhm.
And I've seen her speak before. Actually, she's well spoken. She's funny.
Yeah, she's a pretty good talker. She has a very strong Irish accent, but other than that,
Really?
Yeah,
yeah, she's from
yeah,
Ireland. Other than that, she's affluent when she speaks. She knows what she's
They
saying.
got they got Irish chicks and Scottish chicks. Awesome.
yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I don't think she's actually a redhead. I have a feeling that's a dye
No,
job.
no,
Yeah, pretty
no.
sure.
Well, yeah, that would be yes.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, look at this picture right here. She's bulked herself up
Oh,
more now, but yeah, she's that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not.
I would lick those abs and grate my cheese on them.
Would you? Would you? All right, well, that's good to know. I'll tell her immediately.
she does
Uh,
have this really annoying gimmick where they call her the man. Um, it's It's really stupid.
Yeah,
It
well,
worked.
Oh, you get it? It's subversive because she's
yeah.
a woman,
Well,
but
Yeah.
he's the
we
man.
need to make a man. But she's not a bad looking lady, and she is quite fit and quite capable. I've actually seen her moving around the ring. She can actually wrestle. The
Yeah.
only problem with that is that when every time I see a woman come on into the squared ring, I just kind of zone out, man. I'm just not interested. You
Yeah,
know?
I hate women too.
Yeah. 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 Oh well.
No,
It's kind
I in a lot of ways, it depends on the wrestler. Becky's one of them where I'll actually pay attention because she is really good and
No,
she's
she can
believable.
move around. You're right. She can actually wrestle. Actually
Yeah,
wrestle, yeah.
but a lot of the women, even at WWE's level, they're just terrible. They're not athletic enough to be in that ring, and it shows.
No, they're just TNA. And good
Yeah,
on her for being more. That's cool. But it's kind of like Ronda Rousey, right? To be fair about Rousey, she seems like a really nice lady. She's very honest. She doesn't take in any of this kind of nonsense we see in the modern day. So, I have nothing but love for her. I hope she has all the success in the world.
More like
And
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey. Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
said,
and she's very honest about her abilities as well. But the thing is, when she was getting all hyped up, I was like, all right, fine. I went and watched this fight. She can't fight worth shit, dude. She's a horrible fighter.
yeah,
Horrible.
she's a good she's good at judo, but when it comes to a regular actual fight where you have to do more than judo, she gets stomped, and
Well,
that's
to be
exactly what
fair,
happened.
her groundwork was a little bit better than her standing. But
Yeah,
no, dude, she's just a flailer. She's literally a flailer. And I
yeah,
saw the fight where that girl beat her and shut down the Ronda Rousey, hype. And the reason that girl won is because she was boxing. I mean, actually
the,
boxing. Yeah. And I
just
get why
right to the
Ronda.
face. Ow.
Well, I understand why she had so much success because she was going against a bunch of women who had no idea how to do anything, and she just comes at you like a Tasmanian devil, and and if you're a lady who doesn't really know how to fight, she's got to lay you out, and that's what she did.
yeah. She got in there with some actual, truly
Actual
skilled.
fighter, yeah,
Yeah,
a
and
real fighter, and she
rolled her.
dropped her. Yeah.
Holly Holmes rolled her real bad,
Oh yeah,
and then who was the other one? Cyborg, I think. Beat the brakes off of her, and it
well, yeah,
wasn't pretty.
because they're fighters, they're actual fighters, and she's just a flailer. But not to take anything away from her, she had a bunch of success. And if you're into, I don't really care for female fighting, but if you're into that, and if you're a woman who wants to be in that, Ronda Rousey opened a lot of freaking doors for people. So good on her for that. But I just didn't get all the hype. I was like, are you actually watching her fight? Are you paying attention? Right?
Yeah,
And how many during that whole hype thing was what 2 years ago, something like that, 3 years ago? How many
about
damn dudes on the TV and on the YouTube were saying, "Man, I don't want to mess with her. She kicked my ass, dude. She ain't kicking your ass. You could be a skinny, all sawed off midget like old Booster here, and she ain't laying you out, dude. She
You
ain't
mean
laying
I
you
can
out
beat up Ronda Rousey?
easily.
Awesome.
Yeah.
it's a shame. It's a shame.
I'm gonna go beat women.
It's a shame.
Thanks, Chester.
At one point, I believe even Joe Rogan was saying something to the effect of, "She trains with guys and beats them up." Like, come on, Joe.
Oh, come on.
Come
Yeah.
on,
And
Joe.
it's not fair because she works hard. I mean, she's not a good fighter, but her groundwork is right, is not bad. Thundero is correct.
Yeah.
But it's not fair. It just isn't fair. But we're built different. Sorry. It's not. And this, one of the best examples in modern time I've seen of this actually was on Louderworth Crowder. Now, you remember a few years ago, there was a character who started the show with Steven, not Gay Jared. You remember him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, I
yeah.
love him,
Miss-
and he left for family
Yeah.
reasons, supposedly, and I miss him. But
Allegedly.
well, half Quarter Black is fine. I mean, and Bill Richmond, I like the new crew; they're fine. But I miss not Gay Jared.
I miss it dancing.
Yeah, I miss a lot of the crazy things they did. But anyway, they had a lady in there. I can't remember her name, but she's a nice lady. She's a hard worker, it seems, and she is all about physical fitness. And she does all those CrossFit, and she's pretty cut out. I mean, she's got muscle on her, and she did everything she can to be in shape. Not Gay Jared doesn't barely wants to climb stairs, right? I mean, there's no fitness to the man at all, and he beat her over and over and over in like arm wrestling and stuff. I mean, it's a perfect
Yeah,
example. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but not to take anything away, but anyway, they're suggesting She-Hulk, Black Widow. Where is she going to be? Where is she going to be? All right, fine. Well, we'll find out. But she seems like a nice lady, and maybe it'll be cool.
I think she could definitely pull off a superhero. She's fit. She has great physical presence and charisma. I mean, she's a wrestler for crying out loud.
But can she
So,
hold the screen though?
yeah, no, I think she can. Well, we'll see. We'll see what she does on a movie,
mean-
but she definitely does at wrestling.
Yeah, but is it
Um,
Roddy Piper holding the screen, or is it John Cena?
Well, right, exactly. It's a very good point. But I think if she has any acting chops at all, she actually would probably do pretty well in Hollywood. She's a very very determined woman.
Are you
Put it that way.
serious?
She's
She's
very-
only 34 years old. Are you kidding me?
33, yes.
33. God, that is so sad.
I'm-
So sad.
I'm telling you, you're just too used to Asian aging.
Dude, my wife is older than me, like by a year, which I won't say because she's right next to me and heavy objects are near her. But she looks younger than this lady, much younger.
Yeah, she's Asian.
Yes. So
They do age.
so what you're saying is Asian women are the best. All right. cool.
Yes.
Okay.
And you need to go find me one.
Well, dude,
And
there's
ship
plenty
her-
here.
ship her over.
Throw a rock, you'll hit one. So plenty of
This
Asian
just
girls.
to say they should beat
We
women
don't-
again.
Chester, that's not how we get. That's not how we get women anymore. We don't throw rocks at them.
Hey,
Beat
man.
them over the head with a club and drag it to our caves, Chester.
Whatever works, man. But all right, and they had a little
Society.
clip here of her in the Black
You have
Widow
to ask
outfit.
for the consent before you smack them over the head with a club.
I do, yeah. All right. But I don't know. I think I'm cool with it. I hopefully she can act because the thing about wrestlers, I mean, actual wrestlers, ones that can move around. If you can find one who can actually act, man, that's gold. Yeah, that's gold. Because look at The Rock. Perfect
Yeah.
example. The dude can move. He can do whatever he wants physically. He looks amazing, and he's got
He's
charisma
so
just
amazing.
pouring out of his freaking pores.
Just all over.
Yeah.
All over, dude. Yeah. And I'm just saying, so any kind of pro wrestler you can get that can actually handle themselves in the acting department, that's just bonus, man.
Well,
Mhm.
plus if they're doing action movies, I mean, pro wrestlers they already know how to do everything as far as make it look as believable
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah.
Take a fall safely, stuff like that. So it just helps. I mean, The Rock for a long time everybody thought that they were right. He was going to be the next big mega action star, and he is. So
Yeah.
they called that one, and it's because he has that physical presence that obviously all over the wrestling he had it, but he was able to transfer it to a screen and portray it through the screen.
Yeah.
It's just something that some people can do and other people can't. There's no way to teach it. You can learn it, but there's no way to teach it. And he can do it. Now, whether she can do it or not, I don't know.
Keep
See.
our fingers crossed. I think it'd be cool. I'd love to see a
Yeah.
fit lady for frickin' once, right?
Yes. God in heaven.
Jesus. They're so short necked, stubbed humans that they throw in Hollywood. All these women all the time. I mean, no, I would love to see a fit, badass female, dude. That would be nice. You would think they'd want it. The way they go on about their representation, whatever. I mean, I hope
No.
they love it.
You can't. Because, Chester, here's the deal, right? You can't put up a fit lady up there because it makes women feel like they have to work out. They have to feel like every woman can be this badass. So it's like, hey, look at this useless slut. You could be just like her.
Jesus Christ! I mean, come on, men have we have an innate appreciation for a woman that could take a walnut and put it between her thighs and crack that bitch. You know?
Oh, crush my head, mommy. Oh,
I'm just saying. So good luck to her, man. I think it's cool, and hopefully she'll do a good job. And I always appreciate me an Irish girl, of course. But interesting. Let's move along here, though, and let's just give one more Becky Lynch look. Yeah, she's not a bad looking lady.
Thunder, I prefer Nikki Cross. I still love her the most.
And Nikki Cross is her Scottish counterpart, but she's a little chunker.
A little
compared to
chunker.
her.
Yeah. No, this
Yeah.
lady's in great shape. She's
I can
beautifully
work
fit.
with that. I can work with chunkers.
You can. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. All right, let's move on
I'm,
here.
I'm,
Booster.
I'm telling you, Chip, the flabs work as like natural waves, so you know you get the motion going.
You do. You do. Yeah.
What is happening?
All right, Booster. Your brother from another mother here has something to say, man.
Taika Waititi to direct new Star Wars movie. Leslie Headland confirmed to helm new Star Wars series.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Now this is very interesting news here. I understand that it's only superficially comic book news, but damn it, we're talking about it. Because here's the thing.
Because Star Wars Outrage gets views.
They do. But Waititi will direct a brand new Star Wars film. All right, fine. If it's especially if it's a smaller endeavor like something like The Mandalorian or something like that, I think he would do a good job with it. He doesn't handle the big stuff really well. It's the problem, but if you give him a small thing, I think he's great. So I don't really care about the YTD thing. You know, good luck. Hopefully, it's awesome. I'm curious in this Leslie Headland thing because we know what happened with this, right? She and Kathleen Kennedy hatched up this plot. They didn't put the idea up the chain of command. They just kind of leaked it online, trying to force Bob Iger's hand in allowing them to create a new. And of course, understand that Leslie Headland is a radical, rabid feminist. Understand this. She's not subtly a feminist. She is rabid feminist. This is a man hater, right? And that's what she and of course Kennedy has her mission that she's on to make this the fourth female, right? And it looked like Iger was just going to fire everybody and just burn it down as he should. As he should. But now this is telling me, no, what? You're going to do a series? What? What?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know. I don't get it either personally.
All right, so we get past the YTD stuff because cool. I hope it's a good series. Like I said, if it's something small and tight, YTD will do a good job with it. But let's look at the Headland thing. Headland series confirmed, along with YTD and Chris Wilson Cairns working on an upcoming new Star Wars film. Disney also confirmed rumors that Leslie Headland would helm a new Star Wars series. So basically, Iger buckled again. And
Yep.
so it looks like it is confirmed. Damn it! But here's the thing, dude. We don't have any information because they don't have any information. There is no script. There is nothing. It's just they want more feminism, and they tried to use this to get it in, and it worked. And this is the thing, Iger. Now I know he's moving himself out, but actually he kind of moved himself up a little bit, like old Putin did, making it. It's very similar to what Putin has done with what Iger's done. But the thing is, man. Star Wars is in a very precarious situation right now. The only thing it's holding it on at all is The Mandalorian. That's it, right? And if you're going to throw another trilogy, because that's what they were talking about, another trilogy of more hardcore feminism, man, you'll just go to destroy Star Wars completely. You're going to destroy it. I mean, it's already hurting. People are already not happy. We see all these hardcore feminist stuff are failing left and right. None of them have been successful. And it's like, why would you go that route? I don't understand him. I mean, and it's this weird thing, and it kind of gives you a window into the corporate world. They're so terrified to be labeled as sexist that they do the stupidest thing. And it's like, why are you worried about it? What are you worried about? You go out and say, look, these people released something that was not confirmed. They have broken our rules. They are fired. No one's going to say anything sexist about it. You're just doing your job. It boggles my mind how many of these big corporations are bending the knee to this idiocy and paying for it, and in more ways than one, right? I don't understand this mentality. You can't tell me all these boardrooms are filled with feminists and they've taken over. There might be some little truth to that, but overall it's not. It's the fear of the corporate getting bad press is what it's really coming down to. And I don't fathom it when it's not working. If it did work, if they weren't getting so much backlash and actually losing money, then fine, I'd shut up, Chester, right? But that's not what's happening. It baffles me.
A good example, the last Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. It made, when you adjust for inflation, I did the numbers a while ago, I don't know the exact numbers, but when you adjust for inflation, it made just barely more than Attack of the Clones did. worldwide, total
Wow.
box office. That's horrific considering Attack of the Clones, when it came out to a much smaller market, and it came out because the world market wasn't as big as it is now.
True.
And it came out and was panned by everybody, even Star Wars fans, because it wasn't very good. So it didn't have great returns on people going and seeing it over and over and over again, The Force Awakens did. When The Force Awakens came out, everybody wanted to go see The Force Awakens. We all liked we all wanted to love that movie.
Yeah, you can watch that movie. Yeah, the hype was real.
We wanted to love that movie because it had the old guys in it, right?
Yeah.
Every Star Wars fan was super excited. This is what we wanted. We thought Disney was finally going to give it to us. We're going to continue the story, blah, 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 blah. Well, they gave it to us, all right. But from a movie that made, what, $2.5 billion to a movie that made less than $1.5 in less than a decade. That is a travesty.
Well, and it's more, the opinion's more important than the money, even, because, if you want to say The Last Jedi was divisive, which it was, the Rise of Skywalker, is that what it's called? I haven't even watched it. That movie is overall just panned. And so it's in many ways worse, which is, I don't know how that's possible from my point of view, but it's really shocking what they've done.
I feel like Rise of Skywalker was an attempt to heal some of the things that Last Jedi did wrong while trying to keep some of the new fans, and it just disappointed everyone.
Well, dude, because you got Jar Jar frickin' Abrams, dude. He can't. All he can do is make things pretty. He can't fix things. I mean, come on, Mr. Nostalgia. Jesus. But anyway, the positive, that's a negative, and if they really do that and they allow that to happen without any kind of control, they're going to kill themselves. Waititi, depending on what they give him, could be good. It is potential.
I don't talk about Waititi, right? Because what big box office movies has he really made so far? I can think of Thor Ragnarok, and that's about it. All the other movies he's done are like kind of smaller projects,
and
right?
they're good, though. Actually, really cool. Good. Yeah.
And Thor Ragnarok kind of is a bit crap. Would you be willing to give him another chance?
Sure. And he's the golden boy in Hollywood. He's been given a lot of opportunities because he's he can direct. He's capable, and he's the right color. You see. And he's playing on that card, and I have no problem with that. That's not his fault. And like I said, I've seen a couple of Waititi films that I love.
You should check out the What We Do in the Shadows TV series. They just made an American one, right?
No. Really?
Just it's written by Taika as well, and all the guys that were in the movie writing and directing this new American show.
Is it out?
Yeah, 2 seasons now. It's great.
Oh crap! I gotta go watch that because I love that movie, dude. I love that movie.
Yeah. It's new. It's like a new set of vampires and everything, but I think they're all great. I was a bit at first because we were following like completely new characters, but the exact same humor is still there.
Is it got that loser feel to it though?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, if you haven't seen What We Do in the Dark from Taiki,
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. Sorry, go check that freaking movie out. It's beautifully epic, man. It's great. And he had another movie there that was really good too. You suggested it. I watched it. It was really good. What was the name of that one?
Oh yeah. Oh, was it the Hunter for the Wilder People?
Yeah, the Wilder People one. Yeah. That's another great flick, dude. So this dude is a good writer. He's a good director for little things. He's a great indie director. And like I said, I hope this new Star Wars project is something along the lines of Mandalorian. I mean, sure, you can throw your CG budget you want at it, but let him tell an intimate, small story, and this guy's going to knock it out of the park. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hopefully they scale it down. And just, if they're going to do maybe they're just going to do a one-off, or they're going to do a new trilogy. It's not these big stakes, galaxy-defining stakes. And it's
the universe is going to blow up.
Yeah, I think he could pull off a really scaled-down story. I think part of the problem with Ragnarok, besides the snarkiness and the jokes, the constant stream of comedy that was unnecessary, is he just isn't the guy to pull off that super high concept. Visually, that movie's fantastic. When they're on the Rainbow Bridge and he's flying in with his lightning, it just looks like something right out of a medieval painting. It's gorgeous. But the rest of it just doesn't have that same level of epic, really.
Yeah, because he doesn't.
So I don't think they need to. yeah, they shouldn't put an epic style film or story in his hands. Give him something small
Yeah.
and let him tell something cool.
Well, give
Yeah.
us something like tell us about do a story about the Huts, or
Right.
do some story about let's create a new smuggler, and let's kind of go through the life of a smuggler, not Han Solo. You don't even need to give us a wink at it. Just anything like that. The Star Wars galaxy is freaking a galaxy. You can do a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, it's one of the best built worlds in
It
sci-fi history, maybe the best, in fact.
And it has nothing to do, it has very little to do with George Lucas. George get the thing started. It's the fans, the fan fiction and the fan creation that have become things like role playing books and tabletop stuff, video games, books, etc., etc. The fans, the people are the ones that have built Star Wars up over the decades, right? The 50 years or nearly 50 years it's been out. They're the ones that have made it this epic thing. And to be honest with you, there's not many other IPs that have the depth of knowledge. I mean, you would have to go to stuff like BattleTech or Warhammer or something like that to find the more depth of actual story than you have for Star
Mhm.
Wars. And that's what was so. I mean, how many months ago was it that Kathleen Kennedy said we had to make everything from scratch? There's nothing to reference. I swear to God, dude, I wanted to reach to the internet and strangle that bitch, man. Are you
Oh man,
kidding me?
I
I got
think the
freaking 50 books sitting in the goddamn library, dude.
that's complete nonsense because whoever wrote the scripts for these movies absolutely pillaged the extended universe stuff. Like half of the characters are
Yep.
just rehashes of extended universe people. It's ridiculous. It's so obvious that's what they did, but Disney decanonized and put it all off to the side and called it Legends, so they wouldn't have to pay royalties. That's all
Yeah,
they
that's
did.
what it was. It was a royalty money issue. It's all about money. Brett S says 9 is worse than 8. It was worse than Bayformers. That's fair, dude. I haven't seen
Ooh,
it, but that's what I
brutal.
hear. And that's hard for me to believe, dude, because I just was sitting in shock after seeing The Last Jedi. My wife was mad.
Mhm.
She was angry, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So I can't, it's hard to imagine something worse, but there you go.
from what I understand, it's literally worse objectively as a film.
Yeah.
Like, not
Yeah.
just objective stuff that pissed us off in The Last Jedi, like what they did with Luke, but the the actual way that the story unfolds and the beats and the shooting and the sound quality and stuff is objectively worse of a movie, from what I
Yeah.
understand. I haven't seen it because I refuse
Well,
to,
you
but
know,
that's what I understand.
this will probably upset people, but to be fair, Ryan Johnson is a better filmmaker than Abrams. He
He
is.
is.
Yeah, he is.
Mm.
Even though we hate him with a passion,
Yes.
he is actually not a bad. And if you want to see a really good Johnson movie, go watch Looper. It's just not bad at
Yeah.
all, dude. There's a little things you can complain about, but overall, that's a well done thing. Bullet says, "Why titty? Why not?" I agree.
Why not? I believe in boobs.
Yeah. Nick C says Booster is secretly Waititi. He also loves Lord of the Rings. Yep, right. The setting is pretty open-ended space fantasy style. It's just general audiences only expect one kind of story from it. Well, we need to change their mind, Brett, because there's so much more. For those of us who are fans and play the extended universe, we know the breadth and value of it. There's so much there, and the audience should have a right to see that as well. And that's really the biggest mistake that Disney made, was not doing that. You got this new IP, you got this great, powerful IP. Don't touch the past. Make something completely new. They should have went the Old Republic instantly. And it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense that they didn't. That was their perfect opportunity for them to change gears and create new Star Wars. Because I guarantee you, if they came out with not the Force Awakens, instead it was Star Wars, the Old Republic, it would have been equally as epic as the hype and the opening of the Force Awakens, and they would introduce something new, and no one would have much to complain about because it's all new, right?
Right. Sorry, I'm laughing at Devilish's comment there. Rise of Skywalker was the only movie to legit make me feel like I was having an aneurysm.
Right. Nick.
Oh.
Well, the chat is hating me now because Brett says, "Amen, Chester. I'm in the choir on this one." Yeah, well, of course. And then Nixie comes back and he says, "But Chester, the High Republic." God damn it, Nick!
Oh.
Stop it!
Oh, no, that
And
just tastes wrong.
no,
Oh,
here's a prediction from me. I'm telling you that what we're going because this Leslie Headland, which they don't have a picture of her here, but she's a shockingly ugly woman, and if you see a picture of her, you'll understand why. The fact that she's a lesbian, it doesn't it's not bizarre.
yeah.
I'm gonna demonstrate. I'm not gonna be disrespect the Miss Lynch because she's a fine woman. So let me open another tab and do like this.
Yeah, she's a beautiful 50-year-old woman. Yeah.
Dude, that's not a
Oh.
bad looking
Ah!
lady. Holy crap,
What
dude.
is her face
Well, I'm
doesn't
gonna
belong on that kid.
Hush shop.
That
I'm trying to find the prettiest one because I don't want to be accused that you just went for the ugly one. No, I'm gonna find the pretty one. Okay, what we have to do? We have to do the search. Okay, so
all right,
Leslie Headland, sexy.
sexy Leslie
All right,
Headland.
okay. The bars are helping with this one. We got some breasticles here. Okay, all right.
Is it,
Uh,
okay, yeah.
No, now I can still see her face.
Oh,
No, God, this is a
the
maybe this
glasses?
one.
No,
We'll go with
the
this one.
jaw.
This is probably the
Okay,
best.
all
Yeah,
right, yeah. Let's
there we
go with
go.
my
All right, there we
librarian.
go.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
that
sexy
looks like
librarian.
she's about to
But
tell me
this
to shush in
lady,
the library. Yeah.
no, seriously, this lady is a man hater. She's a
Yes.
full-on hardcore feminist. No, because the thing with
Why?
Kathleen
'Cause she
Kennedy,
looks like one.
well, because she is one. She's a hardcore man-hating lesbian feminist. This is what she is. I know it sounds like a
No,
trope.
because she looks like a man.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, maybe some ladies like that. But Kathleen Kennedy's different. She's obviously on
oh,
this agenda right now. She's on this kick, but she's not a hardcore man hater. That's not what she is. She's not that. This lady is that. And that's why Kathleen brought her in because she does have an agenda, and put someone like this in charge. She's just going to take it and run with it and bash every door she can possibly get her hands on. But this is an insane
oh.
idea. Anyway, let me. I need a little happiness. Let me find this because I need to do like this. What am I doing? Becky Lynch,
Okay, so
sexy.
Becky
Shut up.
Lynch looks
This is
50. What does this chick look like to you?
oh
Oh,
oh
oh,
oh. Shut up.
mm,
You really need to shut up now.
oh. No, I'm shutting up. I'm shutting up.
I'm happy now. This is much
Happy?
better.
Am I allowed to talk again, Chester?
Yeah, a little bit.
We found
Hello.
Chester a white woman he finds attractive. What happened?
Well, she seems sporty and active. I like that. I like
Yeah,
That's
the
what we
ones
have
that
to
are
do.
after
We have
you.
we have to just make sure that Chester looks at an ugly white woman for enough time,
That's
and
true.
then we go,
That's
"Hey,
true.
here's this 50-year-old Becky Lynch for you."
That's a beautiful woman right there, man. Come on now. And she's very photogenic. I hope she's successful. Oh, what's this over here?
There's a butt.
I don't know. Is that all her?
I think that's her. Doesn't look like her butt.
I don't know. I'm not complaining though. That's a good picture. But yeah, no, she's a fine looking lady, dude. I hope she's successful, man. Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
so. Let's see. What was my last story I have to? Oh, this was here, just the general thing. We're basically done, but let me roll through and see if there's anything that the guys here want to talk about. This one right here is Amazon removes New Mutants pre-order option. Okay, so uh-oh, this poor damn thing. I feel bad for it now, dude. I feel bad for this movie.
It was what, a year ago when I said this movie ain't coming out.
Right. But I mean,
This ain't happening.
it looks like absolute crap. It does look like absolute crap. But the thing is, I just give him a break, man. Let him have a chance. It's just sad.
Maybe they'll overcome.
Maybe.
It's pretty brutal, right? First they had the Disney deal, right? They're like, "Okay, we're coming out this year, and Corona."
Right.
This project is cursed worse than the original Omen movie, for crying out
Oh goodness gracious, yeah. But I know I feel
Uh.
bad for him, man. I mean, I know it's a train wreck and it's not a good movie. I know that, but damn it, I just let it out and let's give it some love just for the sake of love. I don't know, but oh well. But this right here is funny.
Oh no!
No, this is funny, dude. Hush
Yeah,
John
I've
says,
seen the photo.
Oh, hey, okay. Hush dons his comics accurate costume in Batwoman promo. Now, Batwoman has never been very successful. Every episode, pretty much every episode, it goes down. It hit its season finale, and it was like the worst viewership and rating of any show it had done so far, because it's crap. Not because of the lesbianism and the feminism, because of the bad acting and the horribly stupid writing. Talk about
Mhm.
jumping the damn shark. The fact
Yeah.
that they're dumping Hush on top of this?
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
So we can't get Hush in a Batman
Right?
movie, but we can get it on this terrible nonsense.
Yeah. And yeah,
just,
it's
just. That's all
Have
you
you
can
know,
say
right?
at this point.
Yeah.
Have you seen his costume?
No, I haven't. Should I click on it and check it?
You should. You should. You should. I think you should. This will be good for all of us. This will be a good bonding experience.
No.
Are you ready?
Oh,
he looks like he looks like he's in Slipknot.
Oh no, he looks like he's from Power Rangers. No.
Now,
He
why?
looks like the sleepy head from Harry Potter.
Yeah, but why? No, come on now. Why did you have? You could have just used normal bandages. What's
Oh.
why make this hard cast mask? It's dumb, dude. Just use bandages. I mean, you have to paint him up a little bit and make him look cool, give him some shadow and depth, but I mean, just bandage him up, man.
How's that comic accurate costume, boys?
Unbelievable.
They tried being a little too comic accurate, and it didn't
looks fake.
translate well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, it looks like it's right out of the early '90s kids show. That is just
It's sad.
Oh.
Dude. It's sad. All right, let's come down here. Last Jedi Ryan Johnson didn't do his Star Wars homework, says Whitwer. Yeah, well, he didn't do a lot of stuff, dude, because he doesn't care about Star Wars, just like Miss Kennedy. They don't care about Star Wars. They don't have a love of it. Matter of fact, Kathleen Kennedy has been quoted several times as saying she doesn't understand the appeal of Star Wars. Need you say any more? Now, this right here is talking about Jedi Fallen Order, which was a very successful thing that came out from Electronic Arts, right? Pretty sure. And
Yeah.
they had new looks and new challenge, which this thing was very successful by fiat in a way. Because Electronic Arts doesn't want to give you anything for free. They don't want to do anything actually, consumer friendly. But they caught so much hell from their loot boxing, so much hell, that they were forced to make a whole bunch of promises and put out a game that had nothing in it. And because they were forced, the game actually, people love it. I mean, I haven't played it
Imagine
yet.
that. Imagine saying, "Hey, we're not going to penny pinch you at any given opportunity. Come into a round of applause."
Mhm.
That should be just the standard. But EA has been screwing people for so long that them
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, we're not going to put loot boxes and DLC and season passes on absolutely everything." People are like, "Yes, thank you."
Well, it's the FIFA guys' fault, dude. It's and Madden to a point as well, but it's mainly FIFA because they make so much money over there selling cards, selling packs. It's ridiculously expensive to own one of those games if you want to be competitive, and they're so used to that they just kind of dumping it on the rest of the gaming world is what they did. But this game is pretty good, I hear. I'm definitely going to play it eventually. I'm kind of busy with other video games right now, but I do want to play it because it sounds like it's really good, and we got some DLC, so sweet. Let's see. Could care less about Data Sex Life. That means nothing. Let's see. The Skywalker saga ultimately confirms the Jedi are awful. Well, I mean, that's kind of what the prequels did too. They were idiots that couldn't even see anything. They were useless. That's one of the things people hated about the prequels is the Jedi were useless. I mean, you can't see it coming, Yoda, Master Yoda. Jesus. Let's see. Mandalorian in. Okay, whatever. I'm coming back over. I'm done with it. All right, let me come back over here.
Done.
Done with it.
Done with it.
Had enough.
This one here. There it is. Okay. So now I can stop share screen, right? I can stop that, and then boom. All right, cool. All right.
It's like,
Now
hey, it's us now. It's a little.
And then I can do
little
like
portrait.
that. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, no, we
How's
need to
that?
figure out how to manipulate these cards they've given us here. We do need a bigger icon. We obviously can choose color unless that's randomly assigned. There is a little green
A
box
side.
come around when you're speaking, but it's not enough. It needs to be more highlighted so we know who's speaking when. I mean, there's little things, but I think it
Mm-hmm.
works pretty well. Did you guys able to see what I was sharing the whole time?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. By the end of that, yeah.
yeah, it was. It works great. It streams. It's such better quality than anything through Hangouts or anything else. It's actually even better than Rabbit. When
Yeah.
Rooster and I was watching
Oh yeah.
something on site together, it was perfect. And we're on the other side.
Thundar's too ashamed to say what we were watching. Tell them. Tell the people.
No, I'm not too ashamed. We were watching the new episode of Rick and Morty.
Ah.
So,
But-
but by looking at this and talking to you guys today, you're telling me that we could bring back Bunny Vision Movie Night.
We could. It
We
could happen.
could if you want to, but it's starting to like wane in popularity by the end of that. But we could.
Well, it was, and I think not even bother putting it on the YouTube. Just have a Discord Bunny Vision Movie Night. We could advertise it and just have whoever wants show up in the Discord because we have complete control of the Discord by what position you are in. So we can invite the entire planet in, right? There's no reason you
We
can't.
can fight everyone, and we can tell them to shut up, you know. And,
You know,
Yeah, you can
uh,
even way to
what do you-
even make it so
what do
no
you
one
think?
can talk in there. Besides,
Should I put a Discord link in the chat here? Let
yeah, no, I
everyone
think
come
you
in.
should. Yeah, why not? Drop it.
Why not? Why not drop it? Bow, now, wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow, wow.
So yeah, guys, join our Discord, and of course that allows you to just come on directly and be a guest anyway. And using this, if you're a pain in the ass, we just kick you out. So
And show us your favorite racist memes. Yeah.
yes, those are good too. But
Yeah.
no, dude, we should do a Bunny Vision Movie Night. What should we watch?
I want to watch Red Cliffs.
That
Wanna
is
watch what?
good. Red Cliffs, the series is not bad at all.
I've been on a bit of a Han Dynasty kick lately. I just ordered Romance of the Three Kingdoms, but I haven't read a book in years, so
want to watch
I'm very excited.
a Chinese Hong Kong, movie from over there.
Yeah,
Subtitles, everything.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be kind of boring with a group. I think everyone having to read. We wouldn't be talking much. It's not fun. No, we should watch Fearless Vampire Killers.
What is?
We doing the Shadows?
Oh, dude, that's even better. What we
That's
do
a-
in the
Yeah.
shadows. That is perfect. No, we
I've
should
never
do
idea.
a Bunny Vision Movie Night with What We Do in the Shadows. What do you think, Thundera?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when should we schedule that?
That's a good question. You know who we should ask is the chat.
Oh, the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys.
Let me go see what the chat has to say.
Oh yeah, the people.
That's right. I suggest Basmati Blues. Oh, very nice, dude. Pandora's Box has been opened. Something good. No, dude, definitely come in and join the Discord. There's no reason for you not to. This is Fanspeak, right? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Ooh, Saturday nights. Adrian says, maybe. That's Sunday for me, but the thing is, even though I might not be able to be there every time, you guys can do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Look at all these people popping into the server. 4 new people since you dropped that link.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'm ready in Discord. I'm already in Discord. There you go. But no, I mean, and the cool thing about it is if I am moving around the world, which I tend to do a lot, I can just take my iPad and just turn on Discord a lot easier because when I was having to run the show remotely when I was in Tokyo or something like that, I had to set up something on my computer where I could literally remotely control my computer, which I left on when I left the house. So I was doing things remotely that way. But doing a Discord thing, man, that's easy. I just open my freaking Discord on the iPad. I'm good to go. That's much easier. Good idea, Thundero. You did something good. You get a pat on the head.
That is what, Chester, have you not learned that that's what I always have is good ideas?
It's okay. You and Booster
He
both.
does. I have to admit his ideas are good. It pisses me off, but he's usually correct.
I'm a complete and total prick about it too.
Yes, you
He
are.
is.
That's true.
He's an
That is true.
absolute douche about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He will not let me forget.
But anyway, this was a lot of fun. I think this was very successful today. We had a one little hiccup, and I will make sure that I get my my operating flow better. And we're going to use it day to day now. I'm not going to use
Cool.
Hangouts anymore. We'll just use this. Why not? And as long as Thundero is here to manipulate who gets in and who doesn't, that will help because I have no clue how to do that. But
It's off screen, off stream. I'll show you.
yeah,
It's easy.
it probably is. But anyway, so let's go ahead and close this out, though. So Booster, what do you got to say?
Hmm? Me? I don't really have much to say. You know, I haven't been streaming because I've been lazy. I keep fucking fudging, waking up too late. But so I'm gonna try and fix that. But also, depending on what this new job gives me, because you know, I just know I'm working again soon. But I don't know what times it'll be. So that's probably gonna fix streaming again. Because that's the thing with New Zealand and American times, right? It makes it very hard for me to find a good time to stream.
Yeah, no, it's
But
the
hey-
same for me, right?
Yeah, because I'm literally either asleep or working, depending on the times.
Now, if I come off and I leave the voice channel, I go up to the general channel. It will show what I'm looking at for the guys can see, but I can still talk to you and you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but if you
Okay.
look at the general text, you can see all the people who have come in. You can dox them. You can
Bam.
see. Yeah, you can look at their racist memes.
Yeah, I can. And we got Waspy in here. Hey, how you doing? Devilish Borden. I got pizza still. Sweet, dude. Share the pizza. All right, yeah, no, I think it works pretty good. And then I can come back down here to the general, and then I can do like that. Yeah, it works well, dude. It's simple, and it allows us to play video local. So
Yeah.
the you guys can hear it, and that's a lot simpler. For sure, I will run all video out of the Discord instead of having set up something separate. That because it worked perfectly, right? So yeah, and I have for this capture, what I'm using to capture the browser was what I'm doing with my Streamlabs. I have audio capture built into it as well. So you know, of course, obviously, you need that to be able to hear you. So that works out really well, man. I think it's cool. All right, well, thank you all very much. Did Thundero say something yet?
I did not. I just had a few things. It's good to have Booster back since he isn't working, but it looks like, I don't know, did you say this already? He might be getting another job anyway?
Yeah,
We might lose Booster again, but that's all right because he needs to be a big boy and get out in the world and make money.
it's true.
I want money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Money's good.
Money's good.
But even if we don't, if like say he works the same schedule or a similar schedule so he can still stream with us, it's good to have our core group. We are missing a few people, but that's all right. They'll come back around if they want to. This is something that I think Chester and Booster and I are in agreement. At least me and Chester certainly are. We only do this just for fun. We're not. It's nothing too serious. We're not trying to become famous or make money.
No.
Something we do.
You're not?
No.
What? That was the only reason I signed on. I want to make those big YouTube bucks.
Dude,
The
you
hell?
know, I know you're mocking it. I understand the joke, but there have been people in the community that wanted that, and I never understood that. It's like, why do you think we are going to come on and make millions on YouTube? Really?
No.
Seems
You
illegal.
I-
to
gotta-
me.
You know, you don't even need to be in like the 100,000 sub count. You need to be in like the 1 million sub count before you start seeing like money you can live off of.
Oh yeah,
you know?
you need to be upwards toward a million subs that are active to where you're making actual money. Yeah.
And then you need to have like a Patreon going, the whole thing to make real money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like quit your job money.
And I have no trouble with those people that are successful with it, like Jeremy. Jeremy over at the Quartering, he doesn't quit his day job, but he does make money doing it, and so good on you. But that's not what I'm trying to do, for sure.
We're
I
just
just
here to talk a little crap, look at some stuff, you know,
Talk out our asses.
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
No. Yeah.
Another thing I've noticed, there seems to be this weird notion that I've ever said once that I was an avid comic reader. I'm not. I haven't been for a good 15 years. I used to be when I was younger. I'm not now for many different reasons. One is actually the Diamond deal. I didn't like it. It sat wrong with me because of a friend of mine, how much he disliked it. So I would just let him kind of pick back in the day what I would read and help me out. But there's a few different things that go along with that. This I originally was saying when I came on here to stream with you guys. I said that right from the get that I don't read a lot of books, if Chester remembers. And I was looking at this for more of a cultural perspective, a comics culture perspective. That's always been my perspective.
I always thought
So,
you were here for the video games.
well, the video games too.
Yeah.
I like
But
the-
you got a little bit of everything. But no, I don't. It's not like some big secret. It's not hidden. I've never said that I did read a lot of current comic books.
No.
So I just wanted to clear the air on that. It is what it is. It is what it's always been.
Yeah.
We
Well,
had
I don't-
did more of that, like Chester and Booster both, as far as I understand, still do pretty regularly.
Mhm.
Denali was extremely active in it. But no, it was never a problem or an issue. So I don't want anybody to ever think that it's some like, oh, he doesn't even, oh my gosh, oh, just shh.
Yeah, no,
Just-
it never mattered to me. I mean, Booster's a fairly active reader, but out of the three of us, I probably read the most comic books. I would
Yeah.
assume.
I'm not gonna lie. With comic books, do you mean total, Chester, or like weekly? Because I'm getting a few.
Yeah, weekly.
Comic
Like I
book.
read, I make sure I put time in where I can read comics. Every week I read comics. Yeah.
New comics or just any comics?
Well,
'Cause,
new to me.
Right. Okay. Because I was gonna say I'm reading something every day. I have 15 volumes of books lined up at the moment.
Oof.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, then you
I
got me.
read a lot, but and I read something, at least an issue or more, every night before I go to bed.
Well,
But
like,
the thing is, though, when it comes to new books, I'm only subscribed to like 4 things: Detective Comics, Batman, Hellblazer, Daredevil.
well, I mean, I do go back and read old things sometimes, but like for instance, this week, which this week has just begun, but this week, so this isn't good. I only read one, but last week I read three. I read 3 books, and it was all the new X-Men stuff, and I was trying to catch up and see exactly what they're doing over there because I'm kind of I don't really like. Well, I'm not sure what I think about the direction they're going with it, but I did read 3 books last week, so. And that's probably normal for me. That's probably normal. So you got me beat then. There you go.
Booster actually turned me on to Spider-Man Life Story. I read that.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a good read.
That was pretty good. I was impressed with how on topic and on point that stayed. It didn't stray off into some nonsense
Yeah.
too much anyway. So
Well, you
Mhm.
know what I'll do is sometimes I'll have when my wife is sitting here, she might be looking at a YouTube. She loves babies and puppies. I don't know what it is, but she's sitting in the kotatsu, and I'll just sit there and read a comic. I mean, that's where I find my time, just my quiet time with my wife, really. But when is your time? You find some people read a lot though. When I was younger, I used to read. I was voracious, right? But it doesn't matter. None of that matters. We're just for me, this show has always been one thing: a bunch of friends hanging out and having a chat. To be fair, seeing as how this Discord works, I'd be happy just to do Discord shows and then just screw YouTube. I'd be happy with it. But no, seriously, because it's a lot of work, dude.
yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah.
I think eventually Discord will have it so smooth though it'll be easy. But they've been working on that for a while. They really want to be the streaming for streamers and stuff, a platform that's really that works well with
Yep.
OBS and other streaming
Yep.
applications. So we'll see. Hopefully they continue to streamline it and it keeps being smooth because, like I said, when Booster and I were watching that, and Wasp was watching it with us too, actually, who just joined this server. It was just smooth as butter. The only time
It was like I was streaming it myself.
it was that smooth.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it keeps being awesome, and we don't have any trouble.
Well, I've been singing the praises of Discord since I found it because, one thing I like for Twitter, for instance, with Twitter or the DMs, because I only use the DMs, I don't actually tweet, right? But you can't send large files through Twitter. Doesn't work, right? You're gonna try to do it Facebook. Facebook has its limitations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You got to go get this damn Dropbox thing, or you're gonna do this thing or that thing. It's such a pain in the ass. But here on Discord, you can do all of it directly and easily and privately. Very
Mm.
simply. So I've been praising Discord for quite a while, and it's funny to me because a lot of people push back. They're like, I don't like Discord. I don't want to do Discord. It's like, why? What
I
what
don't get it either.
what problem do you have with
Feels
Discord?
strange.
Right?
The crazy thing is it's literally faster for me, and I did this just recently, to transfer stuff from my phone to my own private Discord server to my computer than it is to hook a cable up to it and do it that way. That's how quick it is. It's just boop boop boop, just
Yeah,
literally
it's
drag and
easy.
drop and drag and drop.
And
It's
you can
so
do
easy.
everything. You can do video chats, vocal chats, you can stream, you can share videos, you can jump huge giant files. When we were doing when we do like the for comic book people to have your own dedicated Discord to be able to drop your entire books and graphics on there for people to edit things or to interact with it. It's perfect, dude. Now there's some other things that are more direct where you can actually everybody can edit live. There's some of
Mhm.
those actual softwares and they are cool. But Discord is great, and I never understood the pushback. And if I've heard a couple of people make some kind of political point, but it's like you really Discord is worse than Twitter or
No,
freaking Facebook or
no.
Instagram. Are you really? Or you
As
freaking
long
YouTube?
as long as nobody's doing like reporting, Discord's fine. Like there's a few things that they've been known to like kill instantly, but it's really bad stuff that nobody should want to be around anyway. And but other than that, as long as there's not like a big, a bunch of people reporting it to Discord, they don't even usually see it. They don't have as good of auto moderation as some of the other places do.
Well, they're certainly more customer friendly than those other companies are, for damn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't get it, but I mean, I like it. I think Discord works really well. I like OBS. I think it works really well. The only thing in this whole system that I use consistently that I can't stand is frickin' YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, that can always be replaced too.
Yeah, well, I mean, because they are absolute tyrants, dude.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And it's poorly optimized. When you see how well some of these other sites are optimized for just like direct streaming, how easy and smooth it is. Like look at Twitch, super smooth. It's so easy compared to YouTube, where you have to jump through like 7 hoops just to get the stream up and running. And then if you want to do it through OBS, it's a whole other process. It's just
It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
silly.
it is. It's a pain in the butt. I mean, it is a lot to get it set up. This Discord is much easier. But like for instance, thank you for putting that through. But Adrian put up the thing. He's just making a joke. Bullet is a Satan worshiper. Search his basement for the bodies. Okay. Now YouTube. The thing is that was held for review by a moderator, and one of our moderators let it through. Right.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty ridiculous the number of things
yeah.
that get held up for review that I'm hitting show on because they're
It's
they're
ridiculous.
nothing comments.
It's like not even comments. I saw they held for review one time a bathroom symbol. You know the male female bathroom symbol?
Emojis that they put on their website.
So look, these emojis may be absolutely damaging to people, but
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They think they're saving the world. That's what it comes down to. They think they're the white knight that's going to save the world from all us horrible, horrible people. And the thing is, if you live in a world where all you see is the dark and the evil, what a sad life you have, right? I mean, because yeah, there's bad people, there's bad things, but you know what? Most people aren't. Most people are happy to get along and are friendly and nice, and the evil is usually pretty easy to see if you keep your eyes open. And if you're living a life where you're in constant fear of whatever it is that you're afraid of, this is not how you live life, man. Life is short. Relax.
Yes. Yeah, if you're always looking over your shoulder for one more thing to be angry at, you're going to find it.
Yeah,
Just calm
just
calm down.
relax,
Anger
man.
weighs in. It's so bad for you to be angry all the time. Sometimes you can be angry when something deserves it, but all the time you're just making yourself miserable. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. And that's why they're so mean and nasty because they've made themselves miserable. And the
Yeah.
problem is, in certain areas, especially with Silicon Valley, and because they're all uppity, hoity-toity bastards, right? They are just constantly judging everyone else, and they're going to save the world, and they're going to control it and make sure that only the right message gets out because you're an idiot that needs to be managed. They're perfect socialists, right? They're perfect. Yeah.
All
But
I have
anyway.
to say, good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, whatever. You know, And let's go all go together and go out buy the new Last of Us because it made the creator cry when he watched it. It made him cry. You see
Yeah,
that news? Yeah,
I,
that thing is
yeah.
a disaster. Just before it even comes out, it's dead in the water.
I prefer to call it Joel in one, but yeah.
Jesus. Um,
Spoilers, by the way.
yeah, it's just silly. But then that's too bad because The Last of Us, the first one was a pretty solid game, man. Great story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joel is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
But
not anymore. They killing his ass because they got to deal with the patriarchy. Got to murder him with with a golf club from a little
he's a
muscle
bad
boy.
man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, that's enough for today. Definitely come back tomorrow. We're doing our, of course, our campaign, Eloterra. We're going to be continuing that. We're having good fun with that steampunk tabletop campaign. For those of you who are interested in that. But then, of course, the day after that, we have our fan speak, which will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will talk. Of course, on fan speak, I've kind of adjusted it where we'll talk about all kind of things. So we'll talk about video games and we'll talk about other stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of thinking this Wednesday is going to be very video game centric, if you don't mind, guys.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
always.
love it. Love video games.
because there's a lot of things to talk about in the video game world, good and
Are
bad.
you gonna be there? Are you gonna get up and be there?
I'll try. I'll try to wake up. You know, my sleeping patterns are screwed at the moment. But I've been up all night playing Borderlands 3. Yeah.
All right, cool. And maybe you know what, Booster, I'll help. I'll help make it tantalizing for you. You show up. Maybe we'll talk about. There are three new video games. I think they're kind of MMO-ish, but there's
All right.
three new video games that are in works that are coming out that are kind of sex-based games in a way. In a way.
Oh,
And
sexy games.
well, I'm just saying because they've become kind of this mainstream thing because those things are usually very, well, you would know more about it than me, but the fact that it's a mainstream games, they're actually making actual games that have this element built into it in the open market. It might be interesting to talk about
I
a little bit.
actually don't play sex games, believe it or not, because I can't play one-handed, Chester.
Hmm. Well, my point is that they're not only that. They have those elements added into them. They're actually a game where you go and fight, and you can do all the kind of normal stuff you would do in a role playing game. Plus, this extra thing has been, and it's not just an addition of sexy ladies because there's plenty like Blade and Soul, right? Plenty of sexy ladies in that, or Dead or Alive or something like that. This is has the element added in. And I don't know. I just thought it was kind of fascinating that these things have become mainstream because they were always edgy stuff that most people didn't play. But I've noticed there's three of them right now that are really pushing. What are they called? You told me about one. Was it called Subverse?
I didn't tell you about that, and you know it.
No, someone here did, dude. No, someone was talking about Subverse
It
in here.
it was not me.
It was
I am
somebody, but that one
I've never-
I am not
is
that much of a perv.
well, no, that is a Eve Online type of game where you can actually do space travel and all kind of stuff, and they have a sex element added onto it. Someone told me about that one. The other one I know about from listening to one of the video games guys is called Wildlife. And that game looks like it's got great gameplay, and they've added that aspect. And the frickin' this is like beyond Unreal Engine 4. I mean, it looks beautiful. And then the third one that I know about that I ran into once again while watching a video game reviewer is League of Maidens. And when that's like a superhero type of game, it's kind of like City of Heroes with upped graphics. And once again, you can do all the kind of stuff you did in City of Heroes. Plus, they've added the sex element on top. I just think it's
Isn't
kind of
that one of those
fascinating.
terrible ad bait games? Like,
No. These are legitimate, actual MMOs that are going to be fully playable MMOs that have that aspect. That's my point. I have no interest in talking about just those kind of games, but I just think it's fascinating that, and the amount of support they're getting is huge, dude. Because these are all crowdfunded based, right?
oh, people are horny. I don't tell you.
I guess. But maybe
Yeah.
we'll talk about that. I think it's fascinating. But anyway, guys, thank you all very much, and we will check you out. And I'll namaste that, by the way.
Namaste. I believe in boobs.
Yes, he does. But all right then. Later, guys.
Aloha.